One of Lakewinds' most important commitments is bringing local and organic foods to our communities. It's important to us, and we know it's important to you, our members. But Lakewinds' commitment to local and organic doesn't stop at the store. That's why we created the Lakewinds Organic Field Fund in 2011. The fund provides support to local farmers and farm associations that work for the development and sustainability of organics. The types of projects we fund include organic certification, transitioning farms from conventional to organic, new organic farms, land trusts for organic farms, research and development for organic farms and sustainable farming associations. The Organic Field Fund is a way of bringing our vision to life, the vision of an expanding local and organic community operating with environmentally sound practices. Our members and customers are passionate about supporting local farms and farming organizations, and their support of Lakewinds is the foundation of the Organic Field Fund. The 5 recipients of the 2012 Lakewinds Organic Field Fund represent dedication, innovation, and commitment to local and organic. Your support made these awards possible, so enjoy learning about how these dollars were used. In Maplewood, Grow Twin Cities formed in 2011 as a collaboration of 4 separate farms that share land and expertise in an organic urban farming co-op.
Well, our 4 groups came together. We met through a organization in the city's Gardening Matters, and we all had different small businesses with a need to grow and to have some space to grow. In addition, we're all working on urban farming, and we all wanted to see a new urban farm spring up out here on this land.
Bossy Acres grows vegetables, herbs, melons, and other specialty crops using sustainable practices. Cherry Treehouse Mushrooms grows mushrooms on approximately 800 logs and is currently undergoing organic certification. Giving Tree Gardens is an environmentally sound organic landscaping company. They collect food scraps from local businesses to mix with landscape waste to create garden compost. Grassroot Growers is a nursery that specializes in naturally grown herbs and vegetable starts, including heirloom tomatoes. Grow Twin Cities applied for funding to begin testing the benefits and cost-effectiveness of producing food-based compost in a greenhouse. This enabled them to use the heat generated in the composting process to extend the growing season of edible mushrooms, microgreens, and cool season vegetable starts. Joan and Nick Olson of Prairie Drifter Farm in Litchfield started their business in 2010 and are in the process of applying for organic certification. For their project, they sought funds to transition their land into organic production through soil test analysis, nutrient management, and cover cropping. Plants such as sorghum grass, clover, and turnips are incorporated into the soil to build up organic matter and act as fertilizer. Transitioning can be thought of as a bridging between organic and conventionally raised produce. During this 3-year process, crops are grown using organic methods but are only permitted to be sold as transitional items. The organic certification is obtained once the land has been observed as organic for 3 years. The Olsons are passionate about their land and the food they provide. They currently run a 35-member CSA in their community, with future goals of providing organic foods to local grocery stores and community food shelves, noting over 2,000 pounds have been donated so far this season. The overall vision for Prairie Drifter Farm is to build biodiverse and nutrient-rich land, leaving it better than they found it and ensuring the land's longevity and health. In Montrose, Jack and Betsy Mccann started a hobby farm for themselves in 2009. Research and experiments led them to raise breeds of chickens not easily found anywhere else. Using what they've learned, they started a meat CSA to bring their humanely raised meats to the larger community.
The idea of our farm at True Cost Farm is to raise all of our meat and eggs with the best way that we can, without cutting any corners. All of our chickens live outside the entire year, so now kind of being fall, there's still lots of nice green grasses and clover and bugs and stuff, and apparently kittens running around. They just live outside and they go hunt for whatever their tasty treat is that day. That's why all of their egg yolks are a lot darker orange in color and creamier and tastier than you would normally get than their sisters in factory farms living on wire cages.
The Mccanns applied for the Lakewinds Organic Field Fund to start grinding their own chick starter ration, which would allow them to offer certified organic eggs and meat. The only thing preventing them from getting their organic certification was not having certified chicken feed. But storage of the large shipments of grain proved a bigger challenge. To remedy this, storage containers were purchased or adapted.
These 2 bins are almost 2,000 bushels of wheat, which is about $20,000 of organic wheat that we can store in there. So that really helps out to be able to buy that in bulk. It's a lot less transportation cost.
Having their own grinder and means to store grain gave True Cost Farm the ability to work with local organic farmers to buy grains in bulk. They are able to experiment with feed ingredients to ensure the proper nutritional blend for their heritage breeds, as well as provide feed for neighboring backyard chicken farmers. The Sustainable Farming Association of Minnesota was founded in 1988 to serve as a statewide nonprofit educational organization for farmers who want to practice sustainable agriculture. The association advances its mission in a variety of ways by providing farmer education and mentoring, networking opportunities, and information and education for the public on the benefits of healthy foods and farming practices.
So with our New Crops project, what we're looking to do is connect farmers and consumers in Minnesota through unique and hard to find crops that aren't traditionally grown in Minnesota, or if they are currently grown, it's just not on a wide enough scale for consumers to access them very easily, especially being in the Twin Cities.
The first phase of the New Crops project documented considerable interest from both consumers and farmers. To move ahead to the next stage, the SFA applied for funds from the Lakewinds Organic Field Fund to assess the need for additional production and marketing education, and to begin developing educational materials for farmers.
A big component of the New Crops project will be farmer education. Kind of from the very beginning with finding the seeds all the way to processing the crops at the end of the growing cycle, and from there taking it to the market.
The types of crops being considered include quinoa, spelt, currants, sea buckthorn, and millet, among others. These are not widely grown in Minnesota, but local consumers say they buy these items and would like to find local sources. The next step for the New Crops project is to create a test plot where interested farmers can get a hands-on experience with growing the targeted crops, as well as continued mentoring and training. The Minnesota Food Association, based in Marine on St. Croix, is a nonprofit that formed in 1983 to find ways to make sustainable local food systems accessible to all people. Much of its work takes place at its Big River Farms, which trains farmers, operates a CSA and a wholesale distribution service, and conducts public outreach and education. The MFA's goal for its grant from the Lakewinds Organic Field Fund was to expand its land-based immigrant farmer training program. While immigrants have had a strong presence in the local farm community for many years, the MFA uses its Big River Farms to teach them organic and sustainable farming techniques, as well as how to sell their produce to local markets.
Our niche is to train immigrant farmers. We have 10 farms, about 28 people in the program, and this is a very hands-on business incubator for new farmers, and this is our niche. This is what we do.
The benefit is that you can run to the office and say, hey, I'm having this problem and how do I resolve it? Or I'm having pest problems, or how do I grow this properly? And you get that answer. And that's essential to be successful. Because most farmers, when you go and buy land and you're on your own and then you have problems and if you don't have a mentor, it's so hard. So this really helps.
We've grown many different kinds of plants, like broccoli, the cabbage, carrots.
We usually spend about 1 hour a week with the farmer, depending on the time of year, and that translates to somewhere in the 50 hours a year.
So our CSA is a very traditional structure of a CSA. We have about 160 members. It's 18 weeks of vegetables from mid-June to mid-October. The unique aspect is, while we plan out the CSA, we work with the farmers who are in training, and they can choose which crops they want to grow. And they're going to provide so many weeks of carrots, so many weeks of cabbage, and we buy that from them. And we use it as a training tool in how you grow for markets and grade your produce for markets. And it provides some income to the farmers.
Lakewinds is so proud to be part of the next generation of leaders in local, sustainable, and organic farming. Within these 5 projects are longtime farmers and newly launched co-ops. They all demonstrate the desire to learn, whether it's organic farming techniques, new crop cultivation, or how to use compost to extend the growing season. They also want to share their learning with other farmers, including immigrants, and help them find markets for their food. Finally, they want to support and educate their communities. Because of you, Lakewinds can provide the help these young farmers and associations need. By being members, you support projects like the Lakewinds Organic Field Fund. All of us at Lakewinds and the farmers and producers we work with, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
I'd really like to say thanks a lot to the Lakewinds members for providing support for us to get this compost experiment going, and really you've helped us get our collective, our growing collective, growing out here at Grow Twin Cities. So thank you very much.
So thanks for your help with that.
Thank you everybody from SFA for helping to fund and expand SFA's farmer-to-farmer network of sustainable agriculture within Minnesota.
To the Lakewind Co-op members, I wish to express my sincere thanks to you. Your support to us allows us to pursue our mission of building a more sustainable food system, and by doing this, training farmers that are going to get out on the land, produce more produce, and get it out to the communities and stores that need it. And your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. Okay.
Clear your throat, get ready to go.
Okay, ready?